Right, I am here in a loft in Herefordshire, and we've just had the loft sprayed with a polyurethane foam, water blown. So the idea is this is airtight but not vapor tight, and the purpose of this layer of foam is to stop air leaking from inside the house below up through the various cracks, gaps and holes. So first of all we'll try and get a sense of whether that's effective. Let's have a look. Should we look at first? Okay, partition walls coming up from below. So here, for example, now those stud ends, that's the middle stud in a lath and plaster wall coming up into the attic, and of course the 4 inches this way was a gap down between the lath, and so of course air leakage from the house would have come up through here and into the loft and vice versa. So that gap has been foamed, and that on the whole appears to be successful. Very awkward down the far end there, so I won't be surprised if possibly there's some leakage there. We'll find out in the pressure test. So I'm fairly convinced that's made a dramatic improvement to that particular type of air leak. And again you can see there's another partition wall there which has been bridged and hopefully made airtight by that foam. Now you can see there that the gable end, because there's external wall insulation the other side of that wall, or there will be, we've taken a layer of foam up there just to reduce the thermal bridging effect at that point, keep that bit of wall warmer. On top of this foam, by the way, we were going to suggest loose laid batt insulation, but I think it'd be much more effective if that was loose laid blown, maybe warm cell. So maybe we should look into the cost of warm cell versus mineral fibre. It'd be more effective. Otherwise it requires careful placement of the batts to stop voids being left underneath. Separating those thermal insulation layers wouldn't be a particularly effective idea. Okay, so the original idea was that we would have that loft hatch in place, and that loft hatch would be foamed in place, as it were, so that hasn't happened, so we'll have to deal with that later. Now another area where it looks like this system's worked quite well is over here. Forgive me if I fall through a ceiling. You'll be the first to know. Okay, so at the back of this house there's a flat ceiling which has also been insulated, which I'll video in a minute. But that void that leads under the eaves there connects through to a foam-filled flat roof section. So we wanted that to be continuous in terms of air tightness. You know, we'll see. Certainly the main areas look like that foam is linking through to what came out of the flat roof void, and the two foams have met, so that'll probably be right. There's some obvious holes here to the neighbour's side, but you know, whether that gives rise to any leakage between houses we won't know until it's pressure tested. And again you can see we've continued the foam up the wall some distance there. The eaves are left free. These eaves will be ventilated. Can't see that really, but there's some eaves over there. Let's have a look. Yeah. So those will have ventilators, and then to keep the insulation away from the roofing felt there, when we make up the depth on top of this foam. Right, time to go and have a look at the wall insulation and the ceiling insulation below.